Ah,
Hi, Clara.
hello. Hey, Kelly. Hello.
Can you turn your video on?
Yes, of course. And there would be, I need to have a look how it works. Wow.
The video would be on your bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, now you have it.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And I would also ask you to invite a friend of mine, and we were together in China.
Okay.
And he is also a Zhineng Qigong teacher, and we helped this person together.
Okay.
But I don't know. I sent him the information, but how can we do this?
He just has to join the group. It's no problem. He can come on in.
Okay, I will ask him to. Okay, I will ask him to try. Just a second, yeah?
Sure.
Okay. I just wrote him that he can come in.
Okay, so we'll give him just a minute, and I'm going to record this and then send you guys a copy of the recording, okay?
Ah, very nice. Thank you. Perfect.
Of course, yeah. So let's just take a minute before we set a chi field and just give him a chance to get on. What's his name?
His name is DarIo.
DARIO?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Claire. I just keep notes.
Okay. So you're at the moment with teacher Su?
Mm-hmm.
Who, I don't know him. He's not from Tao Hearts. I only know the teacher from Tao Hearts.
He is one of the best teachers that I've ever met in ZQ. He currently hangs out and has hung out with Dr. Pang for over 30 years. His brother was the head of the training department at the center. And he was
where?
At the Medicine-less Hospital with Dr. Pang. He was the head.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So we're. I organized for him, and we're all doing a huge teacher training. Okay. So DarIo is on. Hold on. Let me just put him through.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, DarIo. You're muted. So if you tap the bottom left mute button, you should be able to talk, and then tap the bottom left camera. Hi. Nice to meet you. Can't hear you very well. Can you come closer or?
Me? No.
Can you hear him, Claire?
I cannot hear him very good right now.
I can hear you very well.
Okay, can you talk louder though when you need to talk? Because there's lots of feedback on Claire's side, so it's hard to hear. Yeah. There's a lot of background noise. Sorry.
Okay.
So can we just start our gathering right now with the chi field setting so that we're on service to the universe and the chi field?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and just, come into your body and suspend the byway. And relax the entire body. From head to toe, and feel the universe. The universe chi into the chi field, into our chi field. And relax the head. The neck. Relax the shoulders and the arms, the hands, the elbows. Relax our heart. Feel the chest, the inner chest, relaxing down into the base. Relaxing. Feel the abdomen relaxing down the hip, the inner abdomen. Feel our legs relaxing down, the knees, our feet. Everybody empty. Feel the room or the area that you're in empty. Feel the universe come down and clear our room. Clear our mind. Clear our body. We become one in the chi field. Everybody empty. Relax. Nothing. Universe chi, relaxing. In our body. Relax the business. Relax your mind. Feel the universe. We are one. Slowly open eyes. Okay.
Shall I switch off the microphone, my one, when you're speaking? Does it disturb you?
Oh, that's a good idea. If you just mute it until you're talking, that would be really great.
Yes, because okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Then.
Oh, how nice of you guys to be helping this person. Who is this person? The ALS person?
The person is the father from a friend of mine.
Father of a friend of yours. What's the father's name?
What?
What's his name?
Carl.
We'll call him
Carl. K-A-R-L. Carl.
Oh, Carl. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And I started Zhineng Qigong with a friend of mine last semester. So we did some hours together. And yeah, she knows that I'm very enthusiastic with Zhineng Qigong and the power of the healing and so on, because all of the stories I got to know, I shared with them, with the group. And so she would like us to do Zhineng Qigong with him because,
Amazing. So you've been practicing for a couple of months?
Yes, me only for a couple of months and darIo for longer already.
For how long, darIo?
I think 2 years.
Wait, you're saying, Clara?
Yes.
I've been in a 3-month retreat last year and this year 2.5 months. So, and both very intensive in China.
Yeah. And then you practiced all in between?
Yes, I practice every day. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Great. Okay. So have you guys, either one of you, done any healers programs? Probably not yet, huh?
No, not yet.
Okay. So let me just tell you a quick little rendition. I'm going to send you guys a video on healing under Zhineng Qigong, under Teacher Zhu. And darIo, I was telling Claire that I work with a lot of different masters, but one that I was just done class with for a couple of hours this morning is Teacher Zhu. And he is one of the best teachers I've ever met. His brother was the head of the training department at Huxhania at the Medicineless Hospital under Dr. Peng the whole time. He's little brother to him, so he grew up learning this stuff, and he teaches it in a way that'll blow your mind. I did Ming Tong's program through the Chi Center. I did the whole 7-year program in 4 years. I'm a master at things that I do. And this blew my mind. Amazing. So I'm going to just send you one video on healing for free, and you can get really prepared for this meeting that you're going to have with this guy, because I'll give you the essence of it is that You don't go in there and try to fix anything. You go in there and you bring the chi field into him. And as you bring it into him, you cycle it through him into the earth, and then you draw it back up through you, and then you give it back to source. So it goes from source to the chi field to him, more magnified now, in through the earth and the universe below, and cleansed and purified, and back up through you, so you get healed twice as much now. So then you give it all back to source, and you do this cycle of healing so that no one gets depleted, because we don't want to see you guys, you know, doing great work, but depleting yourself. You don't give your energy. You don't need to do anything. You just get much, much more as you do it in that cycle. And then you know, everyone will heal, and the universe will do it. You don't have to do a thing.
Okay, I've experience with this practice.
Great.
I did that once too.
Good, good. Yeah.
Change, yeah.
And go slow when it comes to bringing it back into yourself, because the ego wants us to speed through ourselves. Like, we're always so much into wanting to help other, but unless we totally empower ourselves and really feed it back in, it's not help. Like, because we are one, and it's the ego's way of giving to take, or the spirit's way of giving to receive.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And then from there on out, whatever you do with this guy, you're not going to do anything at all wrong, because the first thing I would say is make sure that he really wants to heal and he wants to go to any lengths, because when people have ALS, we've read the diagnosis, we know what we're facing, and some people don't want to heal, and I don't blame them at all. And it's the most loving thing to do, is to allow somebody to die or be wherever they want to be in this process. It's a hellacious disease. And it's going to take everything that he has and more to get through it and get out of it. It's one of the most heinous. The only other one that's more heinous than ALS is the one I have, because it's ALS, but I also have frontal temporal dementia. So I have dementia in both frontal lobes, both temporal lobes, and the cerebellum, and it's in the behavioral variant. So I'm known to be, I'm not, but I have had inhuman, criminally insane thinking, hatred that you can't even imagine, and apathy. So I got the Super Bowl of his pieces. Yeah. Yeah. And so my thing is anyone can heal, but it takes 100% effort on his part, and willingness and desire. And if he's new in his diagnosis, he may not even know what he wants. It's so hard to wrap your head around this diagnosis. This is the scariest diagnosis that anybody can think of when they think about what a disease they're going to get. And so, you know, I work with people on many levels, and sometimes it's helping them to die. Claire, can you turn that down? Thanks, Lovey. You know, or just letting them know that you would assist them with assisted dying, and teach them to work with choice and compassion, and death with dignity. And, you know, it's aggressive, it's fast, and they got to be ready, have their bags packed to go. You know, if that's their highest good, like real acceptance and possibility all at once, but really honoring that this guy he's at a road that if you would never understand until you're there how vital it is just to have somebody allow you to be exactly where you're at and to help you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that being said, if he's still into all of that and he's still on board and you feel like he is, the next thing I would recommend is getting him on some drops from a homeopathist in London called Peter Chappell. And if you need to get a homeopathist, contact me. I know a side door to get the drops. It'll take us some work, like getting the money to them. Some side back door that I can get in through my homeopathist, just to get him the drops, so he doesn't have to go spend a year talking to a homeopathist because they need so much information. He just needs the ALS drops right away, And then those ALS drops, I went off them in January, and within a day and a half, My whole right side was flopping and dragging, and the whole left side was in tremor. So these drops are powerful. They don't work without the Qigong, and the Qigong doesn't work without the drops. But I needed both. So, and when he takes them, we can go over all that if he's open to doing it. Some people are not. So we'll just have to see how he feels, because it's your belief in the medicine that will also make it work, not just the medicine. And if he doesn't believe in that and it's hocus pocus to him, then it's not going to be beneficial. The next thing that I say for him is really important is CBD oil. CBD, not hemp. He's already on it. I can't hear you. Hold on, Claire. Turn up. Sorry.
I already ordered him CBD.
Okay.
25% of CBD oil. Mm-hmm.
And what's the other?
Quite strong one.
What's the other percent?
What?
If it's 25%, what else is in it?
It's an hemp. I think it's an hemp oil. It's just drops.
Yeah, I would cancel that order. I would cancel that, because the hemp is the stems and the seeds, and he needs the cannabinoids. He needs the real cannabis. I mean, that won't hurt him, but it's not going to be what really helps.
Which one? Which one do you mean now?
So it would be real cannabis CBD instead of hemp. Hemp is seeds and stems. And then,
it is cannabis. It is cannabis oil. I can. Yeah,
okay,
I think it's I think it's okay. Yeah, it's
okay. 25% means to me that it's got 75% of something else, and so I would be careful if that's got any sort of sugar or anything like that. We want to get him off of sugar.
No, it's quite good quality. I know that people who are doing this, and it's organic, and yeah, I think it's.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. CBD oil. How much? How much is the question also?
Yeah, see, this is a tricky question for everyone, and I've met with doctors, and I've counseled with a lot of different people, and everyone that reacts to cannabis reacts different. Some people could do a dropper full, and some people could smell it and get high. So, you know, what we always say is start with one drop. Don't start with too much, because if you go into anxiety or you go into paranoia, it's a nightmare. You know, and when you're already dealing with this type of a disease, you're in a lot of different realities already. And we want to keep him in his body. So more importantly is for him to get into his body before he takes the cannabis, and to get that inner smile, the inner smile, like, you know, bless this cannabis, bless this homeopathy, become one with the medicine, and let the medicine have all the good information that you need. Like, really bring that medicine. So it's good information for him, and it doesn't have any side effects, because he can get fatigue, which is hard with ALS, because you already have a lot of swallowing and and that kind of thing. I don't know how far advanced he is.
No, he's quite, I think, in the early stage.
Okay. This, so the problem with telling you what practice he needs is that I've been working with so many people with ALS, and some people get respiratory ALS where they can't breathe. Other people get like movement disorders in different places. Some people start with aphasia where they lose words. So it doesn't have a total pattern that I could say this practice, except for the inner smile, getting him calmed down, letting him know that there's a possibility to heal this, and giving him empowerment. Claire, turn that down, hon. Sorry. Do you want to turn it down? Mute.
What is the question?
Could you mute your thing? I'm so loud on this side.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Yeah. So where were we? So the inner smile is really good. Another one that's so good, I'm sure you don't know this practice yet, but it's called pulsating. And these are later methods. That's why I'm assuming you don't know them. You might already, DarIo, you know some advanced healing already. But so what you want to get him to do is just try to lengthen from the line of each finger out. So you're pulsating. You want to get his membranous tissue, because what dies first in ALS is your membranous tissue, your neurons and your membranous tissue. So we want to keep that active. So you lengthen, you just imagine, you don't use your palm, you don't do like this, you do like this. So you start off real slow, and you just have space here, and then you just try this with me right now. just try to get your fingertips, not your palms, just your fingertips to reach towards the universe. A lot of people with ALS, and I had it with this hand, you can still see some leftover of it, but we get that Stephen Hawking hand. And so this is really important because all the chi comes in through his fingers and his hands, and he can do this anywhere, anytime. He doesn't have to be able to stand up. He could be in a wheelchair, you know, and he could still try to imagine lengthening his fingers. And as he does that, if you just see the whole, I could send you guys videos on membranous tissue that'll really help your practice. But for him, you just want to see the membranous tissue, this velvety, like inner lining underneath your skin that has so much information, this connective fascia that's related to everything. And you can imagine it going up your palms and your hands and into your wrists and your upper arm and your elbows and your shoulders and all across your pericardium and your heart and through your neck and your head, and just flowing, because all the membranous tissue gets constricted so tight with ALS in your skull and your scalp and your neck, everywhere. That's why you choke. So you want to see the membranous tissue around his throat and his heart and all the organs. Like if you just practice that before and get really ready, he'll get the—
Sorry, can I ask you something? What is membrane? I don't understand the word. Is it
okay,
from
so
membrane?
Claire, I'll send you a video on membranous tissue too, okay?
Okay.
I'll show you a picture real quick just so that you can have a general idea. I can find right here. Can you see that? This is membranous tissue. It's right underneath your skin. Here's another one. See that? That clear right in here? Can you see that okay, Claire? Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. Right in here?
It's the quality is very bad, so we don't really...
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try this one. Can you see that one?
No.
No. Let's see. How's that?
I only see you at the moment.
Oh, you only see me. Okay, let me try this way.
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
So this is membranous tissue in between everything and wrapped all around our organs inside our body.
Okay.
So go ahead.
ELS patients, they have the problem with the membrane issue. That there's
well,
no
everybody
connection, no?
really. This is important for everybody. This is a very key piece. But in particular, just for your information, this would be a later method. This is stuff you will learn later in your training. But just because you're going in for like one of the most aggressive diseases, I feel like if you have that information now, you're going to be able to make a big difference for him. Just seeing all the light, all the whole universe going through all that membranous tissue, especially in his neck and his throat, but all around his brain. It's a motor neuron, so it goes like right into the bed of the sacral. So you really want him to focus on opening the 1, 2, and 3 down below, the L1, 2, and 3. So you can work with him too, just with, the tail tucking, like really pulling the way in, the anus and everything up into the Ming Man. So a really good way to do that for somebody who's got ALS is to have him sit down at somewhat like an angle, not way 360, but just a little bit. Let me get some light here. A little bit of an angle, right? And then have him just pull the hip back, but relax the shoulder. So I'm going to keep my hand here so you can see. So this is going back towards Ming Man, and imagining that fascia is all relaxed and going in towards Ming Man. He can be pulling up his anus and his way in towards Ming Man, or just sliding his hip back if that's too much to think about. So do 6 on each side and then do 6 on the other side. So you're literally just sliding your hip back. into the Mingnan.
Okay.
So you're getting all your energy to go into the sacral. So opening up the L1, 2, and 3, because the motor neuron is all really sourced in through here, through the main part of your body, or of your Mingnan, you know, right down at the very bottom part of it is where it all kind of begins. Mm-hmm. That's the movement disorder part. So those two are really good. I mean, that would be a lot to start him with, and you want to keep it as simple as possible. But if he wants a little more lifting up and down his toes, like pulsating the fingers, but lifting up and down the toes and getting the membranous tissue coming from below, you know, from below and in, from the hands down and the feet up, the toes up, just lifting the toes up and down. And then I'll give you guys one more that will work with anybody that everyone needs. And that is that you just have him calm his mind down. And you guys can do this right now just so you can practice it. Draw a dot on a piece of paper. You see the dot? Mm-hmm. Have him stare at this dot and not blink. And not blink. And just try to get him to get up to 5 minutes of staring at the dot without blinking. And if you can, start pouring the universe chi in through you guys and him while he's doing this. But practice this yourself first. This gets your mind to calm down, gets the universe inside, gets a liver chi to come down because his digestion's probably a mess. So you want that heat and the liver chi to come down, and this will calm his liver and really relax him. And the whole universe is in that dot. Everything. If you're meeting him on a computer on Zoom, there's usually a green dot on the Zoom. So you can have them look at that too if you don't want to draw a dot. I use that little dot on my computer a lot. Any dot on any wall, he can practice that all the time, anywhere. Yeah, so those I would start him with that. I think that's a lot. If you guys want any more tips or anything, one thing that I can definitely say is that there's a woman called PC, and I already emailed you, Claire, with her email address. PC Sue is a paranormal scanner from Zhineng Qigong. Well known. You can find her information. I could send you a video on her. You could find her on the Chi channel. Do you guys know about the Chi channel?
Yes.
Yeah. She had a good video on the Chi channel recently, and her partner Oi is on Chi channel on Sunday. I think I sent you the invite for that, but if I didn't, Oi is on Sunday, tomorrow. And these guys are fabulous. They saved my life, really. I mean, a lot of people have. I've got a huge tool pouch. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't take one teacher. It takes a village of all kinds of stuff with ALS. But anyway, they can scan you. She can scan you, darIo. She can just look at you and say what your root problem is and give you a 5-minute exercise that's going to treat it. I've referred hundreds of people. I don't have any agenda. I don't make any money on any of this. Everybody, I've had a 99.9%. I've had one person say that they weren't happy with her out of all of them. And it wasn't that he wasn't happy. He felt like she was off, but he never did the practices that she gave to give it a try. So but everyone else, and I've sent like seasoned practitioners, Guma, who I work with all the time, who was head of the education department in the certification department at the Chi Center, from her down to my baby grandbaby. I mean, everybody is like, wow, she nailed it. And she's only $50. So she does a healing. She gives you your root problem. and she gives you the video, so you go home and you practice it, and it'll blow your mind, and it's $50. So I can't recommend that enough. Yeah.
And she's doing it online, or
She does it online, yeah. If you want, DarIo, just send me your email address and I'll send you an invite to her. And then she will get right back to you when you respond. She's lovely, lovely, and amazing. Yeah, and $50.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, this is so nice of you guys to do for this person, you know, and that's what I do. I mean, we keep giving it away so we can keep it, you know, and you never know, you know.
But I need to say, you look fabulous. You look very good.
Yes.
You
yes.
look very good. So do you have currently some pain or anything, or are you
Yeah, I work really hard every day to ride around a level 11 pain or 10 pain, and sometimes less, but I was on a 20 on the floor for the first 5 years, but I practiced 5 hours a day. But I dance with death really hard, and I ride down a razor blade's edge of frontal temporal dementia. Is a little different than ALS because I've got all this brain stuff, and I can feel the somatic pain throughout my brain. I can feel it. I can feel the dementia in the frontal lobes, the temporal lobe, and everywhere. There's 48% of FTD people have somatic pain to life-ending kind of pain. The most excruciating, like broken glass and razor blade kind of pain. So, I work really, really hard to be where I'm at, and it's getting better and better all the time. But like I said, the first 5 years I practiced my heart out, and I would just be like on the floor. My daughter would just say, I can't watch you do it anymore. I can't watch you be in this pain anymore. It was brutal, and it can be brutal. I'm not recovered. I don't say I am. I've never been sick. I've always just seen this as an opportunity for me to do everything I can and face it with love and grace and dignity, and practice all the Course in Miracles stuff that I've been teaching for many years. I was vice president of Center for Inner Peace and Suicide Prevention Center volunteer and a Center for Attitudinal Healing volunteer. Like, I was getting ready teaching the Course in Miracles for like 20 years. Now I'm living it, you know, and so it's just my next part on the path. So, but it's been brutal.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
wow.
Same to all of us. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's all I can say. Like, if someone says that it's impossible, it's like, anything's possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Course in Miracles is also something you would recommend for the guy, or is it generally? No, not especially. No, not at all. Okay.
No, I don't recommend it for most people.
Because DarIo is also reading it.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yes, and he always speaks about the book.
No, Miracles is really, really, if you're really ready to let go of the whole world and your whole ego and the whole idea that you're special, and you're going to tear your whole ego thought system down, and you're going to replace it with everything. And it's a beautiful nightmare. You know, if you read it from the vision and the one eye, it's a literary poetry, which is written in iambic pentameter and triple negatives, Shakespearean verse. It's a head fuck. That's the best way I could put it. But when you get through it, it's what got me to go through this piece with such enthusiasm and joy and willingness to show up for everybody, because it's just all an illusion. And this is just bringing love to fear, and, you know, letting go of the body. Like, the body's not the thing. It's heaven on earth in the body, since we're in it. And a lot of Course in Miracles people negate the body. And what I learned too is I was negating the body. And so this is like bringing source information into the micro and the macro. So, but the Course in Miracles is not a book I recommend to most people. I say get the Return to Love. If you got that book, The Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, who I've hosted. And if you really can get crazy, you can go to Disappearance of the Universe with Gary Renard. And I hosted him too. I love the Course. I was just totally in it. So Those two would be the two that I recommend as far as teachers to read books from. Not to learn from, but to read books from. Yeah. I can't hear you, lovey.
The book is called Return to Love and the Course of Miracles.
See?
Return to Love is the book called? Or what is the book
Yeah,
called?
by Marianne Williamson. That's a good short version. But really, you know, one thing that he needs to work on, that anybody needs to work on, is the emotional piece. And that's where the Course comes in, where all your projections, everything that you're thinking about anybody is what you're thinking about yourself. So if you think someone's beautiful, you're beautiful. But if you think someone's an asshole, you're an asshole. And you don't look at, like, I don't look at you and say, well, here's an example. I said to my teacher, well, I've never raped anybody, you know? And she said, but when have you looked at someone and said, wow, I want to hit that? You know, like, you put a pretty dress on it saying that I don't think rape is okay, and you put yourself in a separated thing, but we've all raped somebody at some point with our mind. To rape is to take. So everything is a projection. So if you see it on the newspaper, it's your projection about the politics. It's in here. We are all of it. And this is, we keep pointing the finger at everyone else because we don't want to know what the unconscious fear and guilt is. But the unconscious fear and guilt is shown to us by our projections. If we were conscious about what we were upset about, we would have healed it a long time ago, especially in this meeting. But when we see any judgment that we have, anyone outside of us, that's something else than love, then that's what we need to clean inside ourselves. So there's 5 parts to that cleaning, which is, who did this to me in the past that I need to forgive? Where have I done this in the past that I need to go clean up? Where am I doing this to myself right now? Who have I harmed doing this that I need to clean with? You know, so there's these 5 parts. So where have I done this? Who did it to me? And what is the shadow figure is a really important part, because there's this shadow. There's something that we're forgetting about. And if we answer it, we think we have it done. So we just ask this question, what's the shadow figure? And you don't answer it, and you wait for Holy Spirit to tell you. Kind of like Minj Way, you know, the Minj Way practice, where the Minj Way comes in and thinks you get thunk. You don't think anymore. And believe me, when you practice this stuff, that's how I lived, because I was catching myself on fire. And then I started using Holy Spirit through this technique of getting clear and just saying, okay, show me what's next. And I'd hear, go turn off the stove. And it would be on right near some paper towels. You know what I mean? Like, you clear it out, you clear all these projections out, and then you start to get thunk. And it's amazing, even when your brain is completely demented. Like, I've got scans where I couldn't have been thinking and talking and living on my own. I didn't remember to wipe when I went to the bathroom. I couldn't cut my own food, and I've come back from all of that. So I just, you know, the more we can clear his projections and the emotional stuff, the more he can get tapped into things that can think him back into oneness and wholeness.
Yeah, but I guess this will be the difficult part.
You know, I would just say it's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
You know, and it's an opportunity for all of us to go deep, like the deepest. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It could be really easy. And it's so much funner than the resistance and that self-centered, separated, broken, victimed, you know, that's difficult really when you get down to it. Like people would say, oh, it's so hard. And it is hard. It's hard to get out of bed when you don't feel good. You know, when you have the flu, how hard it is. So it's going to be really hard for him. So I don't want to say it's not hard, but it's hard to lay there and die. And it's hard on everyone else. But if he even does it just for one day, and that's why I think it's more important for him to talk to someone that has ALS, because you can't say that I don't know. And if he could just empower himself for one day, he could change the energetic for his whole family just for that day. Because they're not going to be feeling horrible.
The what? The what change for one day? I didn't get it.
If he can just get up and get out of bed when he doesn't feel good and just wiggle his toes and pulsate his hands and do a forgiveness thing, if he just does a practice, he can change the way he's affecting his family that day. Like it's not about surviving. It's not about getting rid of ALS. It's not about not having the disease anymore. It's just about being empowered now and empowering the people you love now and not being a victim, because that is death. You know, so sickness is running with the victim story and blaming others and thinking people need to take care of you. And the Holy Spirit's love story is knowing that you're going to be taken care of and taking full responsibility that on one level we called this into our life for the highest good. And that this will benefit the world. Like put it in that column and that's where it'll be. And be the master of all of our anger and upsets and victimization and blame and pissed off because the doctors are going to really piss him off. I mean, it's going to be, there's so many forgiveness opportunities when you get ALS, you can't believe, because the people that you thought are going to show up don't show up, and the people that show up are not the people that you wanted to show up. It's a trip. It's a real trip because it's scary to everyone, you know? And so all of that thinking, to be the master of that and to choose to bring love to it and to bring a smile to it and to know you're going to be taken care of and to get ready to die. Like make that an adventure. Play with dying. Practice dying. Meditate like you've never meditated before. Let go of your body and who you think you are, because we're not that. You know, and go big. Like this is so temporary. This is just like 100 years max for all of us, maybe 125. So just like minimizing the idea, if I die, no, you're going to die. You're going to drop your body, but you're going to live and transform. And so transforming all this upset and being the master where you're enjoying your life, you're enjoying your shower, you're enjoying being able to move your leg and wiggle your toes and breathe without a machine. I mean, that list, like I always have most people I work with do a gratitude list, at least 10 things a day, write down. And then I have people do 10 things a day that are good for everyone else without getting caught. So that means you put the toilet paper roll on the toilet paper, or you put a flower on someone's windshield, or you pick up that trash and you put it in the trash can. You throw a quarter in someone's money meter that's running low on the street, whatever, pay someone's toll, something. It doesn't have to be money, you know, and it could just be a smile if that's all you have. But 10 things and don't get caught is key, because then you feel good and you're contributing. And no expectations. So those 3 A's that we work with a lot, the acceptance of where you're really at, where he's really at, the activation of some sort of practice, and appreciation for what's still working in your body. What works in your body? What can you find appreciation for? And tell as many people that you appreciate them. Not bullshit appreciation, you know, the real appreciation from heart to heart, heart to heart. Okay, I can't hear you.
Oh, I just said, okay, thank you. Very inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll send you guys those videos. Is there anything else you need?
Yeah. You, darIo, do you need anything?
So far, I'm good.
I'm also good so far.
Well,
yeah.
I'm for him and for you guys anytime that I can make it happen. I'm leaving to Hawaii to my grandbaby for 2 weeks tomorrow. So,
okay.
Second, so I won't be really available then. But do keep me in the loop and let me know how he's doing, and I'll be holding, you know, space for him.
Okay.
Whoever
Thanks.
we plug him into, we can plug him in, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
I could send you an invite to a free practice with Teacher Zhao. Was he with you guys at the retreat?
Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
Would you like a free month with him online?
Online?
Yeah.
Online 3-month retreat with him. Wow.
No, not retreat. You just do, it's a daily practice that we do with him live.
Okay. Okay. At what time? It really depends.
Well, it's 2:00 my time, but I don't know where you are and what time. You have to look at the conversion. I'll just send you the invite.
Okay, you sent me the invitation. Very nice. Thank you. Perfect.
What, Dario?
I will send you my, Clara, can you send her my email address and my WhatsApp?
Yeah,
You
I
guys
can do that.
are so awesome to do this for this guy, and he's awesome to do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
He's helping us to really amplify our chi field, so we have to really thank him.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's close the chi field in this meeting. So today we went over how we can help. What was his name?
Carl.
With only good information for all of us. Today we will keep Carl in our chi field and start his healing already, and respect wherever he's at and just support him. And today we will let all good information come in and ripple out to everyone we see. Let's scoop chi into our belly, into our heart, and have our hearts expand out to the horizon and beyond and connect to everyone and everything. Hala. Hala.
Thank you, Hala.
1, 2. I went to retreat with Ling and Lou in Canada last year too.
Yes, I love.
So good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Hello, you guys.
Thank you. And sorry, you could send a record of the meeting now?
Absolutely. I'll send it to you. Give me both your email addresses in the next half hour. It has to convert and stuff, and I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, thank
no
you.
Problem.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. We hear you.
Thank you. Ciao.
Enjoy your time. Bye.
You too. Thank you. Bless you.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.